1027 Business with Michael Avery.
At the end of last year, it was reported that mine deaths in South Africa had risen for a second consecutive year, increasing by almost 44% from 2020. The mining sector, which employs more than 450,000 people in the country, had experienced a promising decline in fatalities since 2007. Up until around 2016, and the last few years it has been rising again, but I know it's the number one issue for the mining industry. At the results presentations of all the majors, it's the first thing they talk about is mining health and safety. And to talk about this human face of mining, it's a great pleasure to welcome Francisco Baudrand, CEO of Enaex Africa. Francisco, great to chat again. Why is humanizing the mining industry so important to you?
Hi, Michael. Thanks very much for this interview again. Let me highlight very importantly that for us, safety is our first and most important value. We care about life, and we always say we put safety first in everything that we do, and not only at work, also at home. So when we talk about humanizing mining, it means that first we need to acknowledge that this is a very tough industry. The work conditions are difficult, and also it can be unsafe. So when we say we're going to put safety first in everything, it's because we believe in an industry that can be better, that can be more safe. And in that sense, humanizing mining, particularly we are doing it through innovation and particularly teleoperations. So this will ensure that we will have less people in the ground. And in that way, we will have less people exposed to unsafe conditions.
I mean, that is ultimately better for the employees if they're not exposed to those unsafe working conditions. It's better for the company and obviously better for the corporate culture. Just tell me a little bit more about how you are using innovation to drive your progress here to humanize mining, as well as enhancing the company's culture as a result of having this improved overall impact on health and safety.
Well, so one of our main values, so we already talk about life and safety, but one of our values as well has to do with innovation and entrepreneurship. So we believe that our company is really driven by leading technologies, and this sense of innovation and entrepreneurship is in our DNA. So the driving force behind our innovation, which also includes teleoperation and robotics, is to humanize mining and to have, as I said before, less people on the ground. And in this way, to have a more safety industry in general. So innovation is key because it's the driving force behind all that we have done up to now. And I can tell you we have invested a lot of time and also a lot of money through time in order to be leading these new technologies, to innovate, to enhance the corporate culture, focusing in humanizing mining. I think I have also another example in terms of innovation, which is very important. We are taking some lead in terms of green ammonia in Chile, producing green ammonia in Chile. We have the largest ammonium nitrate plant in the world in our headquarters in Chile. And we have already been starting a pilot to produce green ammonia. So that's something that will come. And that's also very exciting.
And you mentioned the fact that Enaex Group is a Chilean company. How are you using that to bring the best of that global worldview into the local context here in South Africa? And what would you say makes Enaex's Africa culture unique from other miners in the industry?
So I believe that we really have an advantage and a very unique combination at Enaex Africa, because Enaex Group is a Chilean company with more than 100 years of history, and also today is a very global company. So as a global company, Enaex Africa has the advantage of having this global approach, for example, in terms of research and development. So we leverage in R&D in this global company. But also what we do and what we say always is Enaex Africa is locally managed. we take local decisions. And that unique combination, and that happens in all the countries where we operate. So it's South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia, Botswana, and in the future we will continue growing. It's something that's very unique, because finally you have the third largest explosive group in the world, Enaex Group, and Enaex Africa being a more locally managed company, very agile. We take local decisions, and this agility is a unique approach that make us different to other players in the industry and in the world in general.
It really is rare that you find such a large multinational with the ability to be that nimble and flexible, and also that partnership, that JV with Sasol, as you entered, gives you that local context as well. If you were to look at the sort of measures that Enaex Africa has implemented to ensure the safety-first approach is ensured at all times, can you give me a few examples?
Well, as I said at the beginning, we really are in a process of having our mindset very clear that safety goes first in everything that we do. This joint venture with Sasol, which is 51% owned by Enaex, and basically we acquired the control of the explosive division of Sasol. It means that we heritage a lot of things from Sasol, not only people and assets and businesses, we also heritage their safety processes. And I have to be honest, and Sasol is a very respected company. And as a respected company, they also put a lot of effort and they put a lot of focus on safety. So this joint venture was not born from nothing. It was born from a company that, as I say, they have a lot of good procedures. But in general, when we talk about acquisitions or integrations, we always try to take the best of both sides. So we have taken the best from Sasol procedures. We have enhanced some of those, but mostly I would say the most important thing has to do with transform our culture and our mindset in terms of safety. Put safety in everything that we do, in the communications, in the key messages. So it's this approach, I think, goes beyond the procedures. Is really to change how we do things. So I think this message of safety first, safety culture in everything that we do at home, at work, that's what we're trying to bring to our employees. And we have enhanced this culture and focus to put more energy also in our procedures.
And it becomes part of your DNA?
This safety first approach in everything that we do, I think it's a very important differentiator.
It really does become part of your DNA. Now, what positive impact and you mentioned the teleoperations, have these kinds of innovations had on the mines? What kind of impact do teleoperations offer mines and the environment surrounding them?
Well, I think this is very, very important and very big, because we are in a changing world. We believe that mines will be 100% teleoperated in time. It's just a matter of time. So we started, and we didn't want to be the second one to be looking at this. So we started looking at teleoperations at least 7 years ago, starting a project. And today, for example, we have already teleoperations in Chile, particularly what we call the mobile mixing units, the MMU trucks. We have a teleoperated trucks in an Anglo-American mine in Chile. So also the next stage is to have robotics this is an open cast mine. We have also finished successfully 100% teleoperated trial in an underground mine in Chile. So basically, this shows that the part of the manual labor that is done today can be replaced by robots, and this is something that is going to happen. It's happening. So the impact is huge. First, in terms of safety, because we are taking the people out of the ground, but we are not only taking the people out of the ground in order to be safer. Also, we are upskilling these people. Because, of course, to drive a truck is not the same to teleoperate a truck. So in that way, our employees will learn new skills. And what I always say, in the future, jobs will be changing through time. As teleoperation and robotics comes into the industry, then new kind of skills and new kind of jobs will be needed. Programming, IT, what we more focusing in technology more than in the basic that we have today. So I think this is very exciting. I believe that this is really going to change, and it will have a great impact on the communities. It will have great impact in the countries in general. And of course, that will have an impact in the world as a whole. So technology is present already today, and we are just willing to take the lead in teleoperations and robotics for the mining industry in what we do, which is basically blasting and providing premium solutions to the mines.
And as you say, it's a tough, a dangerous job, but if you can get robots to get into the tough places and remove that risk, that really is a future that we should all be embracing. And I know a lot of people push back and they say, we can't automate, we can't add too much mechanization or technology. It's the way the world is moving. And great to hear that you're focusing on upskilling, which really focuses on how we transition those workers as well. Thank you very much for your time. Francisco Baudrand, CEO of Enaex Africa, talking about how we can create a safer and better mining industry for the future of humanizing mining.
Hot 1027 Business with Michael Avery.